Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for skillofattraction.com. And today's attraction tips video is called Sharing Your Changes with Your Ex. So I wanted to make a video on this because I often get asked, Coach, I made all these changes. Can I tell my ex about them? I mean, it makes sense. Your ex broke up with you for whatever reason. You sought out answers on where to go from here and discovered that you have some work to do. After a breakup, just about every single coach is going to tell you the same thing. Go no contact, focus on yourself, and build yourself up. Try not to focus on her and what she's doing, as tempting as that may be. Most people become absolutely obsessed with their ex after a breakup. They can't stop thinking about her. They're asking mutual friends about her, stalking her social media, maybe even doing drive-bys past her place. Now, for the record, these are all things that you should not be doing. Believe me, I know it's hard. Breakups are difficult and heartbreaking. Even more so if it wasn't you doing the breaking up. Yes, it often hurts for the dumper too. But my point is that you want to get away from all this negative energy, and you can't do that if all your attention is on her. The more that you're going through old photos, the more that you're stalking her social media, the more prevalent she's going to be in your mind, which just encourages the obsession. Actually, one of the reasons we do this, even including, those conversations that you have in your head with your ex, is to keep the connection alive. It's our mind's way to maintain the connection, even though the connection has been broken. However, you're much better off working on letting go of your ex. It's counterintuitive, but the sooner you let them go, not only are you going to start feeling better sooner, but if your ex is going to come back, this is when they'll do it, once you've let go. I actually did a video about this not that long ago. I would look it up. But it's important. It's an important part of both the healing process and the reattraction process. But what's also part of the reattraction process is making changes in your life by working on yourself. You want to pursue your goals and hobbies, your health and fitness, body, mind, and spirit, building and maintaining your social circle, and yes, even getting back out there and meeting women again. Now, I don't recommend getting involved in a serious relationship until you heal, but meeting new women and going on some dates is perfectly fine. In fact, encouraged. One of the easiest ways to get over a girl is to start dating and sleeping with new girls. But you still have to do the work that I just mentioned, because just sleeping around to forget about the heartbreak is essentially just putting a Band-Aid over the wound. And once you've made some significant progress, most men who want their ex back want to contact her to tell her all about it, hoping that it'll catch her interest and begin to reattract her again. So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing whether or not you should be sharing your changes with your ex and how your ex will know about these changes if you don't share them with her. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. My coaching options include several phone coaching packages for my North American clients and several Zoom coaching packages for my clients outside North America. And I'll post the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Oh, and just FYI, Skill of Attraction is now also on both Rumble and TikTok, in addition to YouTube, of course, and Facebook. And I posted a lot of original content on those, so it's not just edits or sections of these videos you're watching on YouTube. And I also actually post a lot on Facebook. So if you're on those social networks, just look up Skill of Attraction and you can follow me from there. I'd really appreciate it. So your ex broke up with you, you went no contact, and you let her go. Instead of fighting to get her back, which is something you should absolutely not do, you turned that energy onto yourself and made yourself a better man. Perhaps even fixed a couple of those gripes your ex had about you. Now remember, these changes are for you. You're not making these changes to get your ex back or for any other woman for that matter. Your breakup may have influenced you to make these changes, but ultimately they're for you. Now, if you're doing this strictly for her, you're going to end up regretting it, especially if things don't work out the way that you're hoping they work out. Regardless, you want her to know about these changes because you're feeling good about them. You're pumped. And perhaps you also want her to know that it's a good time for her to start coming back in your direction. And that line of thought all makes perfect sense, right? Well, the truth is you do not want to reach out to her to tell her about all your new changes or how you corrected the things that she didn't like. It's just going to make you look like you're seeking her approval. And by doing that, you communicate that you have her right back up on that pedestal again. But coach, how is she going to know that I made all these changes if I can't tell her about them? Well, first, none of these changes are going to make a difference to her unless she has interest in being a part of your life again. If she has no interest, nothing that you say or do is going to change that. So first, she has to want to get in touch with you again, and when or if she does, she also has to be open to the idea of a potential reconciliation or reconnection. Without any of that, you can be jacked up with muscles, making a ton of money, driving a cool car now, and being swarmed with beautiful women, and it won't have any effect on her, at least in terms of being reattracted by you. But if she does reach out, if she is open to this, just like reaching out to her to tell her about all your changes, telling her at this point is also approval-seeking behavior. This is unattractive to women. You're qualifying yourself to her when you want her to qualify herself to you. You want her to win you back. And now that you're significantly increased your value, you're going to be much more attracted to her, or much more attractive to her. You're now a man who she actually wants to win over. And by her having to win you over, you add even more value to yourself because she had to earn it rather than it just being given to her for free. You see how that works? But how does she know about all your changes if you don't tell her? Well, first, she's going to sense an overall change in you. Because you feel much better and you built up your confidence, you're going to be acting differently. Like I said, you're more confident, you're happier, you have a better grasp of your self-worth, you have more abundance, and you don't feel that you need anything. So right off the bat, you're already way more attractive to her. And just remember, she was already attracted to you initially and found great qualities in you, or she wouldn't have never gotten involved with you to begin with. But now you've added all these other attractive qualities on top of that. It's kind of like the male equivalent of getting a boob job and a makeover. And as she gets reacquainted with you, she's going to learn about all these changes as you go along, but this time it's going to come out organically. Women love to slowly uncover you little by little. It's more exciting this way because there's mystery involved and new things to discover about you, similar to when you first began dating. And if you treat your ex coming back like if she were a new girl in your life, rather than just jumping right back into where you left off, you're building the sexual tension all over again. Now, she's most likely going to be a little apprehensive about getting involved with you again because she knows you. She knows your strengths and your weaknesses. She knows where you fell short in the relationship. So she's going to approach this even slower than the first time and probably just test the shit out of you, at least initially. But that's okay though, because you're far more prepared this time around. You're in a much better place. Like I said, you're more confident this time around. You know your worth. You know your self-worth. And she's going to find that extra hot. But if and when this happens, whatever you do, do not give up on all the progress that you've made just because you got the girl back. Be very leery of falling into the beta backslide where you slowly descend back into the old you. What's tricky about this is when this happens, when the beta backslide happens, it happens so slowly and subtly, it's very easy to not see it until it's too late. So you want to be mindful of the possibility. And what's kind of funny with all this is the men who do the work sometimes begin to realize that they don't even want their ex back. And the reason why is because they passed their ex up in terms of sexual market value. In other words, they realize that they can now attract hotter, higher quality women. You know, after the breakup, she most likely didn't do the work to improve herself because she wasn't driven by heartbreak like you were. So she didn't prove herself like you did, and now your value has passed hers up. Now, this doesn't happen every time, but it happens more often than you would think. So that's just something to think about moving forward here. So if you found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. And I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, I also have a link to some recommended reading of some great books and a few links on how you could start making some serious money through investing now. But I also have a link to PayPal or my Bitcoin wallet address if you deem this video worthy of a donation. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.